Coming up, a look at the young new talent on the Blackhawks and the Bears.
Plus, the Loyola men's basketball team took home their first win.
I'm Chloe Morrissey.
And I'm Amelia Villhauer.
All this and so much more.
Rambler Sports Locker begins now. It's hard to believe how fast the semester is flying by and that Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Chloe, is there a Thanksgiving food that you're especially excited for?
Amelia, I have to be honest with you, we are not a turkey household.
Really?
I know. We like to switch it up. We like to enjoy a good little filet mignon on the holidays.
Okay.
We still have all the sides, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, the cranberry sauce, but yeah, we just like a good old steak for the holidays.
Well, I like mashed potatoes myself, so I'm glad you got those. Well, before we get too distracted by all of this food talk, let's bring our focus back to the Ramblers.
Here with updates on the latest Rambler games is Shreeya Pattekar.
Welcome back. I'm Shreeya Pattekar, and this is the Rambler Rundown. Just a few more days left till Thanksgiving break, and it seems like the Ramblers are really feasting on their opponents. On Saturday, the men's basketball team cruised in their home opener, beating Eastern Illinois 89-65, but lost on Tuesday by 5 points to UIC. The women's basketball team followed this same pattern last Thursday. They also took the W against Chicago State. But unfortunately, that win tired them out because on Sunday, the team lost 74-66 against Cleveland State. Saturday was a good day for the Ramblers. The women's volleyball team has ended their regular season with a winning streak this week by defeating Rhode Island on Saturday afternoon. Finally, on Friday morning, the men's cross-country team had a 4th-place finish at the NCAA Midwest Cross Country Regional. Chris Devaney brought the team far, placing 11th individually. That's all for this week. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Shreeya Pattekar.
Thanks, Shreeya. Lots of new talent in display in all areas of Loyola athletics. Speaking of talent, the Chicago Blackhawks have new talent of their own. Natalie King is here with the latest updates on the team and the player who is taking the NHL by storm.
At just 18 years old, Blackhawks center Connor Bedard has quickly become a star. The first pick in the 2023 draft has scored 6 points in his last 2 games. Take a look at this shot in Sunday's game against the Florida Panthers. The game ended with the Blackhawks loss 4-3. Center Jason Dickinson scored the first goal at 7 minutes and 49 seconds into the first period with assists from Lucas Reichel and Connor Murphy. Bedard scored goal 2 unassisted at the 19-minute and 4-second mark of the first period. The team's third and final goal of the game also came from Bedard at 8 minutes and 18 seconds into the second period with an assist from Seth Jones. The third period started with a 3-all tie, but Panthers center Carter Verhaeghe scored the game-winning 4th goal at 2 minutes and 44 seconds into the third period. Bedard currently leads the team in points with 13 in 13 games. Despite his success, the team's losses still outnumber their wins with a record of 5-8-0. Coach Luke Richardson hopes Bedard's drive will spread throughout the team, saying, quote, "He just doesn't seem satisfied just getting his 1 goal every night. He's looking for more. That hopefully becomes contagious in our team," end quote. The Hawks will play the Nashville Predators at Bridgestone Arena Saturday with face-off scheduled for 1 p.m. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Natalie King.
Thanks, Natalie. There's been a lot of chatter about the Bears' performance this year, and some of the conversation can't help but revolve around who the Bears should choose as their starting quarterback. Chloe, I know you do a segment here at RSL called Points and Pigskin, where you talk about everything with fantasy football and NFL. So who are you choosing, Bagent or Fields?
Well, right now, I'm going to have to go with Bagent. I'm open to change, but right now it is Bagent, just solely for the fact that he is has the lowest sack percentage in the NFL. Justin Fields has, I think, the second worst record.
Can't argue with that.
Can't argue with that. The Bears are 1-5 with Fields, 2-2 with Bagent, but from a fantasy standpoint, Fields is still QB 24, Bagent 33. So I think a lot is going to be riding on Fields' performance this week to make some true choices there.
Absolutely. Thanks for the input, Chloe. And here with more details is RSL reporter Bella Giudice.
Thanks, Amelia. Fields versus Bagent. That's what every Bears fan is debating. Justin Fields' thumb injury has kept him sidelined for the past several weeks. He is reportedly returning to take on the Detroit Lions this Sunday. However, many Bears fans want to keep rolling with Bagent. Bagent has won more games than Fields this season and is one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the NFL, while Fields is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Fields has also shown glimpses of hope when he is able to improvise outside of the pocket. Undoubtedly, both QBs are extremely talented, but are in need of some development. Personally, I'm riding with Fields. I think his ceiling is much higher than Bagent's. Now, let's travel on over to Gentile Stadium, where William Bazzone will recap the Loyola men's basketball home opener.
Folks, I'm here inside of the Gentile Arena where the Loyola Ramblers just played their home opener against the Eastern Illinois Panthers. They won by a score of 89-65, and your highlights are coming up. The Ramblers played excellently from tip-off to the final whistle, only trailing for 10 seconds total for the entire game. Compared to the season opener against Florida Atlantic, the team play was much stronger this time around, like on this pass setting up Philip Alston in the paint for a tough two, and this cross-court feed from Braden Norris to set up fifth-year guard Greg Dolan behind the arc. Dolan was selected as our third star of the game, putting up 12 points and 4 rebounds. The team made a much bigger statement on the defensive side, grabbing 31 rebounds and blocking 9 shots, each of which sent the crowd into a frenzy. 4 of those blocks came from freshman center Miles Rubin, who was RSL's second star of the night. The highest-rated recruit in school history lived up to the billing and more, chipping in with 8 points and a team-high 7 rebounds. And of course, we can't talk about this game without talking about junior guard Des Watson. The Davidson College transfer got the nod as our first star of the game, scoring a career-high 24 points and connecting on 6 of 8 shots from behind the three-point line. Head coach Drew Valentine said he was pleased with the team's effort on both ends of the floor, but he thinks they have a lot more to prove to the basketball world going forward.
I mean, this year is all about pride in our program. It's all about, how much we're going to take to heart what the guys that came before us in this program, like how much does that mean to us? How much does it mean to wear Loyola across our chest? How much pride do we have individually when we step on the floor to go out there and compete every possession? How much pride do we have in our coaching staff and our teammates? How connected are we as a group? Because that's what leads to championships, and especially at this place. So,
William Bazzone for Rambler Sports Locker.
Josh Dobbs has been out of this world the past couple of weeks, and NFL fans are excited to see what he has in store for the remainder of the season. If you're first hearing about Dobbs or you want to know his journey up to this point, allow me to help you. In 2017, he was drafted to the Pittsburgh Steelers as the third-string quarterback. But after 3 seasons and only playing 5 games, he was traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars, where his purpose was to back up Nick Foles. Fun fact, during this time, he was part of an internship program with NASA since he graduated from Tennessee with an aerospace engineering degree. In September of 2020, Dobbs was waived by the Jaguars after 1 season and returned to the Steelers. An injured toe in August 2021 put him on injured reserve and ended his 5th season before it even started. Now, this is where things go fast, so hold on. In April of 2022, Dobbs signed a 1-year contract with the Cleveland Browns. 7 months later, he was released. He was signed to the Detroit Lions practice squad in December 2022, but after 2 weeks, he was signed to the Tennessee Titans practice squad. He was named the starting quarterback after backup Malik Willis struggled. In March, Dobbs went back to the Browns, signing a 1-year contract. Dobbs was then traded to the Arizona Cardinals 2 weeks before the start of their regular season. He became the starter after the Cardinals released Colt McCoy. On Halloween, he was traded to the Minnesota Vikings. When the Vikings played against the Atlanta Falcons, their quarterback Jaron Hall suffered a concussion. Dobbs was unfamiliar with the playbook and had to practice with the team on the sidelines. In the end, he became a hero, helping the Vikings beat the Falcons 31-28. He had another impressive game last week, beating the New Orleans Saints 27-19. Josh Dobbs is reaching for the stars, and we can't wait to see what's next for him. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Kirstan Richardson.
Josh Dobbs certainly is someone we should all be keeping our eyes on. Thank you, Kirstan.
Yeah, he has some true talent, so it'll be really fun to keep watching him this season.
Yeah, and speaking of people to keep your eye on, RSL reporter Vanessa Hoxa is bringing back her segment, New Blurs on the Block, to talk about Des Watson and his latest accomplishments on the Loyola men's basketball team.
That's right, Amelia. Just 4 games into his first season with Loyola, junior transfer student from Davidson, Des Watson, is leading the men's basketball team in points, averaging 14.7 a game, and scored his career-high 24 points in the home opener. The Columbus, Ohio native has already begun to make his mark early on in the season. This new blur on the block has made an appearance in the starting lineup for every game the Ramblers have played so far. It's easy to see that Watson has made an impact wherever he goes. At Davidson, as the 4th lead scorer, averaging 9 points a game and leading second in assists, and now here at Loyola. In a sit-down interview I had with Watson, he described what it's been like to him regarding all the early successes the guard has on a new team.
I would describe it as, fun, something new. I love it, new family, new culture, everything about it. So, it's the beginning of a season. It's a long season. So,
a new culture, school, and city for Watson. But joining forces with other Ohio natives like Philip Alston and Braden Norris has made him feel at home.
It just helps. It adds to the feeling like home, having guys beside you that are from the same city, it's like an automatic connection, You're just automatically at home. Those guys, I don't know what it is. It's just a certain thing. It's a Columbus, Ohio type thing.
It's a Columbus, Ohio thing?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The Ramblers play at home tomorrow. You can watch Loyola take on the New Orleans Privateers and see this new blur in action at 3 p.m. Reporting for RSL, I'm Vanessa Hoxa. Thanks, Vanessa. Des is a great asset to the team, so it should be very interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out for him and the Ramblers. Looking ahead, I still can't believe that Thanksgiving is already coming up.
I know.
But football fans, get ready because the Thanksgiving and Black Friday games are approaching. Here with their predictions for next week's holiday games are RSL reporters on The Ramble.
Welcome back to The Ramble, y'all. I'm not William Bazzone or Lucas Kim. I'm Caroline Lyngen, and I'm hosting The Ramble today with 2 of our lovely reporters, Bella Giudice and Elizabeth Winchester. Today we are discussing the NFL's inaugural Black Friday games. On November 24th, the Miami Dolphins will take on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium with kickoff at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. What do you guys think? Any big thoughts going on right away about this first inaugural game on Black Friday? Bella, we'll start with you.
Yeah, obviously the NFL is just doing this to make more money. That's pretty point blank period. I don't know if many people are going to watch it, considering it starts at 2 p.m. I would have preferred to see an evening game on Friday because most people are out shopping, doing their thing. But I'm not against it. I just am kind of like whatever about it. I do have the Dolphins beating the Jets, although this is a must-win game for the Jets in order to stay in the playoff picture in the AFC divisional, because they're not going to win the division. But if they want to make a wild card spot, they need to get moving and they have to win this game.
You know what? I hear you on that, Elizabeth.
I couldn't disagree because I actually did the research. I looked into the stats. And while 72% of people do shop on Black Friday, 68% of them will shop online. And the thing with this game is that it is advertised freely through Amazon Prime with or without a membership. So you can watch it. And you know what they're doing is come watch our Amazon Prime football game and go also on our Amazon Prime website and get those Black Friday deals. And it makes sense because also I grew up with a dad that he didn't like Black Friday shopping. We had to drag him tooth and nail to go Black Friday shopping. So I think this is a win for those dads, brothers, cousins, anyone, male or female, that doesn't like Black Friday shopping. Go watch a football game and let the rest of us go out in public.
I agree. Bella, you got something to say?
I'm going to politely disagree. On paper, before the season started, this game looked great. Aaron Rodgers, Tua, but this is snooze fest.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna.
Shots
I don't know if
fired.
anyone's gonna watch the Jets
You know
in
what?
prime time. I'm done. I'm sick of watching the New York Jets in prime time. It's gonna have to be against my will.
It's
that I watch.
funny that you mentioned that actually, because you know who actually wanted this game?
Who?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
I did see
they
that.
They wanted this to become their tradition, just like Dallas and Detroit. They wanted it to be a tradition that the Bengals played in Cincinnati. And, well, they didn't go that way because Amazon, I guess, is the one calling the shots here. And they went because Amazon said that, oh, New York's going to look better.
New York's going to look better, and at
Yeah.
the time, Aaron Rodgers was going to look better either
Yeah.
way. Any predictions for that game?
Personally, I don't really have too salts on it. I'm not going to. I probably might watch it, but honestly, I'm going to be spending time with my family, and also I'm traveling back to Chicago on Friday.
That's
so.
okay. Well, thanks, Elizabeth. Thanks, Bella, for joining me. Thanks for hanging in with me, you guys. And we'll see you next time on The Ramble.
Thanks, everyone. I'm definitely excited to just relax and watch all of these games.
Absolutely, Chloe.
In news that has just broke, the Oakland Athletics will be joining the Raiders in the Sin City as they have been approved to move to Las Vegas. In a unanimous decision made by MLB owners, the Oakland Athletics will be the first team in history to call 4 cities their home. The team is looking at 2028 for the opening of their new Vegas ballpark.
Before we go, Tuesday came with a surprise for Bulls fans when there was mentions of shooting guard Zach LaVine being open to trade this season. This isn't the first time it's been brought up for this 2-time All-Star, but it is the first time he hasn't outright denied them. Only time will tell if this isn't just LaVine's 7th season with the Bulls, but also the last.
That wraps up this episode of Rambler Sports Locker.
To stay up to date on all things Rambler Sports, be sure to follow us on X, TikTok, and Instagram at Loyola RSL and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
From all of us here at Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Chloe Morrissey.
And I'm Amelia Villhauer.
We'll see you next week, and don't forget to turn off the lights.